It's Monday, and I start basically every Monday the same. Tave, a lot of email follow-up, and lately it's been like a very heavy email client communication thing, which can feel a little tedious, but vitally important to make sure you stay on top of jobs, leads, where things are in fulfillment. It's important to stay organized and run your business efficiently. Gentlemen. So the whole crew is here again today. Matt actually doesn't always spend as much time here as he is during the wedding season, which is cool. I love having him here because it's easier to like share files locally than it is to have to send tons of stuff. But he's been coming like once a week to kind of get whatever films are ready for that week to edit. And then he usually edits the day that he's here at this location. So it works out really, really well. And kind of our process right now that we're somewhat doing, and it's working pretty well, is that Matt usually will take the main wedding, he will do kind of the cut itself, the actual main cut. He'll send me kind of a copy to take a look at. I may have a couple revisions, some things that he'll tweak, and then once he's done with that, it goes to Pablo. Pablo usually ends up doing the color for it, and then Pablo will send me the audio for all like the external audio stuff, like the actual speeches, the ceremony stuff, all the little pieces of audio nuggets, and he'll send that to me, and I'll work on the audio while he's working on color, and then I'll export my whole audio edits, put them in his thing, and then we'll kind of do the whole finalizing of things, looking at final color, looking at final cuts, transitions, all those things. The workflow works pretty good. Last week we were able to knock out 2 films in 1 week, kind of with that process, and that's kind of what we're thinking we're hoping to do more of. It's all just an experiment right now because this is new. So I'm just finishing up audio now for the film that we're hoping to release later this afternoon. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump right back into my favorite program to play with. iZotope RX Advanced, just an awesome program. I love audio, so I love audio editing more than I like anything else because it's just audio. It's just, Matt, what's your quick fire #1 editing tip?
#1 editing tip, organize everything.
Yes.
Organize.
Good man.
Yes.
Dude.
Go through all the footage. Look at everything you have before you even do anything on the timeline.
Bam. Wrapping up just another great overall day, but day's not over yet. The office day is over now. Got to head out and got to film a little event for one of our clients, and I want to talk to you about the importance of understanding who you're filming for and what the target market actually is. Come with me. You see, when a client hires me for a job, they have an idea of what they're trying to get out of the video. Obviously, they're trying to get a video, that's an obvious thing, but they have an idea of who they're trying to reach. They have an idea of where they're gonna put it. They know all that kind of stuff. That's why they want to create a video. Now, so many times a client will come to you and they'll say, we want to do a video for this event that's coming up. It's an event that does this, 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 and this. And it's easy as videographers or filmmakers, whatever we want to call ourselves, it's easy to say, yeah, no problem, I'll do that. And you go and you capture tons of footage and then you edit together a little promo video for it, and that's kind of it. But you see, the way that we can really get our clients to actually get a result out of what they're doing is to really get more information in terms of who their target market is. Who their target market is already, or maybe who their target market is. Like, are they looking to reach a new market that they haven't already gotten to? Are they looking to get more of the same people there? It's important to know those kind of things because that really caters what kind of stuff I really want to focus on shooting, and especially when I'm trying to edit. Also, side note, because a lot of people got mad at me when I vlogged in the car, my car does have autopilot. It drives by itself, so if you ever see me vlogging in the car, it's more safe than you think. It brakes and does everything for me, steering and everything, so I do pay a lot of attention when I'm driving, but just so you know, if you're ever like thinking that I'm not paying attention, it does do it by itself. It's pretty awesome. See, it'd be easy for me to go into any job that I'm doing and kind of feel like I know how to shoot video, I know how to edit a video. It's pretty easy. Just tell me when you want me to show up and I'll make a good video for you and it'll work great. The problem is, if I don't know who they're actually targeting, I may create a video that I like, that is great from a cinematic performance, like we like to use that word. We like to use the word cinematic. And the problem is, cinematic doesn't really work if you're trying to reach a crew that doesn't really care about cinematic. like this event, for example. It's a movie night where kids and families come and they watch an outdoor movie at this promenade shops, these actual outdoor like places where people can shop and restaurants and all that kind of stuff. They do this movie night every week all summer. Now the main target that obviously comes to this is going to be young kids, and a lot of moms like to take young kids out to these events because moms like to bring kids places. I know that because I have a wife and she looks for any opportunity she can to take the kids somewhere so she doesn't have to be stuck at home.
Maintenance does. Hi, how are you?
Sorry for the terrible lighting, but it's my car and I gotta do what I gotta do to finish the video. But anyway, I think too many of us think very small when we think of projects. So something like this, for example, would be easy to go at and realize that all they want is essentially a 30 to 45 second promo piece that showcases a movie night at their place. Easy edit, easy shooting, just a simple, straightforward video. But the problem is, I need to make sure that I understand who their target market is and do the best possible job I can of making sure that the edit matches who their target market is. I could look small and say this is only a small project in the scheme of all the projects we do in the year, or I could think big and say to myself that this is a shop that is owned by a very large company that owns a ton of these shops. So this company is a very, very large company that owns this smaller company doing this smaller job that I'm doing for this specific event. But I look big and I say to myself, if I did a really good job of giving them a great video that really showcased what they did and I targeted the right people and made what we did effective, well, then there's always the chance that that's going to spread to corporate, who's going to possibly think of me for a bigger job down the road. See, I've always been a person that feels like I'm not going to take on a job at all, regardless of what it is, if I'm not able to give 100% of what I'm doing to the job. If I don't feel like I'm going to give it my full effort, I'm not going to take it on at all. And it's also the reason why I've decided to kind of not negotiate pricing and not do pricing based on like the client or the situation. I price things accordingly no matter what the job is, because I want to give every single project my all, because you never know what a project can lead to, and I want to make sure that any project I take on, I'm working equally as hard no matter what it is. I see a lot of people get in this mindset of kind of taking on a project, and because it's maybe a lower paying job or maybe it's not necessarily their favorite client, that they kind of don't go in with the same effort and they somewhat do the job, but they don't really think about it much and they complain behind the person's back and they talk about it and it's just not their favorite job. And then I wonder to myself, like, why are you taking on the job then? I'm not saying that every client you ever have is going to be your favorite and it's going to be the best job ever every single time you do it, and there are going to be times that you may do something a little bit more affordable for depending on what the actual job is. But the whole point is, look at every job as the same. Don't base it on pricing. Look at every job as a possible opportunity that you never know who might watch the video that you create. You may create what feels like a tiny little pointless video for something that is insignificant in the way that you look at things, but it could impact someone that has a much bigger pull in a much bigger company in some way that directs back to you. And so I'm always looking at things that way. I'm always looking at, what can I do really well in this job? What can I do to satisfy this client enough that who knows where it'll go to and get me to a bigger scale? But at the end of the day, if it has my name on it, I need to give it my all. If you agree upon a price and agree upon a job, it's your job to do it the best of your ability. You know, we can easily fake our way through doing video projects or clients, and if we're really talented, we can do a good job without really putting our all into it. But I like to feel like I'm actually trying my hardest to actually do a good job and make them love what they get, make them really want to use me again because they liked the video, they liked the overall experience, and they realized that I was a person that gave it my all. And I hope you're the same way.